My name is Alexander Yudovich. I'm a lawyer and tax advisor, Russian qualified. So before joining the team of Leonard Partners in 2017, I was in Moscow as a head of tax of one German law firm in Moscow, and was responsible for inbound, outbound projects in Russian and CIS market. Since 2017, I'm in Liechtenstein, live also in Liechtenstein, and responsible for different topics, legal, tax matters concerning different clients dealing with Liechtenstein as jurisdiction. And since 2019, I'm also a board member in one fund management company here in Liechtenstein, and see quite a lot of interesting projects, fund projects, also in crypto area, and can share this information with you.
How are your countries connected globally and obviously with the EU? And I think you all three have different approaches. How is it with Liechtenstein?
Yeah, very similar. Like in Malta, Liechtenstein is not an EU member, but a member of European Economic Area, like Norway or Iceland, and is also obliged to implement European directives in local law, also concerning fund structures. So we see that this big advantage also for Liechtenstein, that we have free access to the European market from this point of view, and we can deal with different structures within the Liechtenstein area. And what I can say regarding the crypto, that Liechtenstein was first country, please correct me if I'm wrong, but from my understanding, Liechtenstein was really the first country where regulated IF, crypto IF was set up.
Liechtenstein, is the AIF the way to go for investing in crypto in Liechtenstein?
Yeah, in Liechtenstein, you have two options to invest in crypto assets via IF. This is possible only for professional investors, for qualified investors. And you have also an option to invest in crypto assets via UCITS funds. In this case, it's not direct investment into crypto assets, Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc., but in different structured products with crypto assets inside. So it means finally you invest as a private investor via UCITS in, I don't know, in bank certificate, on Tobel certificate, or in Bitcoin future, something like this. And it means finally that you should decide from the beginning who is your client, and set up their investment fund respectively to your client. So both options are possible in Liechtenstein, and in both cases it will be regulated regulated and supervised from FMA, Financial Market Authority in Liechtenstein. So it means finally that you have these options which are most common here in Liechtenstein on the market. Now we see also that another additional option will be possible in the nearest future. Liechtenstein will introduce FCP, so it means finally that the fund will be set up on the contractual basis. It means that from legal point of view, it's nothing changed concerning to IF as unit trust fund, for example. But from legal point of view, you have not a structure, not a trust in this case, not a trust agreement, but also normal fund agreement. And the registration in the trade register in Liechtenstein will follow according to specific law, this IF law. It means finally that this contract will be basis for registration within the trade register in Liechtenstein. But the main advantage of this form now is that the fund will not be subject of beneficial owner register within fifth anti-money laundering directive in Liechtenstein. So for privacy, it's quite important point. Definitely, we see that also not specific for crypto area, but for another area, it would be really interesting for structuring.
Yeah, you touched on UCITS. Is there an overall limit of exposure into crypto for Bitcoin or others if you go that indirect route, let's say through futures?
Yeah, we see in examples what we have. So we see that the usage funds, usage crypto funds were structured with investment in one third, for example, in precious metals, one third in I don't know, in other points, and one third in crypto assets. So it means it's only the strategy within the fund to decide what kind of investments will be done within the fund. We don't see right now only crypto assets within one usage fund, for example.
What are the biggest factors, the biggest concerns, the pain points, and the possible solutions for that you're seeing the most from fund managers? So also thinking about, for example, the cost aspects, the time to market, and other soft aspects. Alexander, what would you say? What's the most important thing you are always seeing with your clients?
Yeah, the most important thing in case of crypto funds is, of course, to fulfill all requirements by FMA concerning risk management with dealing with crypto assets within the fund. So you should really be ready to prepared also for different cases within the fund, and provide quite a detailed documentation to FMA how you, as a fund manager with risk management within this fund management, will deal with such risks during the fund life. The most important thing, I think it's really also important for the clients who will invest in such fund in the future to understand this. And yeah, but I think it's the most difficult thing for me.
I'm interested actually in seeing some facts and figures from your jurisdiction. So talking AUM, for example, in crypto funds, or the number of funds out there, and also the different strategies. So what's the most, the standard case you're seeing? What's the standard request in terms of the strategies? What are the more exotic things you are seeing? And how did that develop over the last 2 or 3 years? And do you see really kind of a hot season now in 2021, getting more requests than ever? How is the situation looking like? Liechtenstein, Alexander?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we see quite a lot of requests for regulated crypto funds in Liechtenstein, so from different jurisdictions. I can mention here once again that Liechtenstein has also crypto-friendly banks already in Liechtenstein. You can organize the whole structure, the whole framework within the Liechtenstein with banking accounts, etc. For us, it's really interesting to understand the source of fund, source of wealth, source of fund of several promoters. And of course, in the crypto area, it's not so easy sometimes, but in any cases, if we start to discuss, for example, setup of a crypto fund, we say from the beginning, so be ready to provide the whole information about your source of wealth to us, to fund manager, to FMA, to other, to the bank, which will be finally responsible for the fund, and so on, because it's really important information for all sides. So without having this information, so from our side, I can say we will not start to set up a crypto fund. So we see on the beginning this sometimes problem and not problem, but this is our position of Liechtenstein, and we see that only really good promoter investors choose this jurisdiction for their crypto project.
Yeah, but give us a sense of, let's say, numbers of crypto funds in Liechtenstein. How is the nascent crypto fund industry looking like? How many funds are there?
So I don't have exact figure right now, so I can finally provide this information to you. But the first fund was set up in 2018, mm-hmm. And from this time I think we have. So it's just my guess. We have more than 30 funds right now, with different jurisdictions, with different strategies. As I already mentioned, IF or UCITS funds, but this is what we have right now.
otherwise to Liechtenstein and Gibraltar. What have you seen as the latest developments in the space?
Yeah, we see in Liechtenstein that currently we have a total exam from Moneywall in Liechtenstein. That means finally that Liechtenstein, the whole jurisdiction will be checked from the AML purposes. And so, of course, it's a very important topic for Liechtenstein right now. So I expect maybe in the nearest future that some changes will be done in the regulation, in the law, in the Liechtenstein law. But I think the market in Liechtenstein is quite regulated right now, and we in global, I don't expect a lot of global changes in the legislation of Liechtenstein.
Okay, thanks. We just got one very good question as well in terms of the cost setup and running a crypto fund. Maybe if you compare it to the traditional fund setup in terms of custody, admin fees, how does a crypto fund compare to that? What's the average fee you're seeing? Maybe the total expense ratio also as a comparison. What are the biggest cost factors?
We see in Liechtenstein quite big interest to the jurisdiction, because Liechtenstein is very good for micro funds. So it means finally the fund can be profitable if you start with, I don't know, 5 or 7 million. It could be also interesting, and we saw in the past that, for example, one banking group here in Liechtenstein moved the fund business completely from Luxembourg to Liechtenstein. Because you can be more cost efficient here dealing with different fund structures on Liechtenstein level than in Luxembourg. So comparing to Luxembourg, the fund will be profitable maybe from 50 million euro, and it's of course a big difference to Liechtenstein funds. And the costs for setup and running the fund are also quite good here in Liechtenstein. On the other side, what I wanted to mention is that because of the situation that Liechtenstein is quite popular, so we see that some fund providers on the market, they are quite aggressive in their price policy, and we see that this is quite a big competition on the market right now.